Have you ever wondered how far people will go for success? Some say hard work and talent open doors, but what if there was another way? One that required something far more valuable than money or effort. This is the story of Ethan Cole, a struggling writer who made a deal he couldn't escape. A deal that would bring him everything he ever wanted, until he realized the price was far greater than he ever imagined. Stay with me till the end, because this story is not just about Ethan. It's about the invisible contracts we all sign, sometimes without even realizing it. Ethan Cole had been chasing success for over a decade. His dream was simple: to become a best-selling author, to have his words shape the world, and to prove to everyone, especially himself, that he was destined for greatness. But reality had other plans. Rejected by over 200 publishers, buried under mountains of unpaid bills, and abandoned by friends who once believed in him, Ethan was on the edge of giving up. Every morning, he woke up in his tiny roach-infested apartment, staring at his unfinished manuscript, the one that no one wanted to publish. One night, as he drowned his failures in a cheap bottle of whiskey, his phone buzzed with a mysterious email. "We see your talent. We can make you the greatest writer of your generation. Are you ready to sacrifice for success?" No sender. No details. Just a link. Most people would ignore it. But Ethan was desperate. He clicked. The screen flickered, and for a brief moment, his apartment went completely dark. Then, a single message appeared. "Welcome to the Society of Titans." The next morning, Ethan received a call. From an unknown number. A deep, smooth voice spoke. "Congratulations, Mr. Cole. Your journey begins tonight. Meet us at the Blackwood Hotel, room 606. Ethan hesitated. He had nothing left to lose. At exactly midnight, he arrived at the Blackwood Hotel, an abandoned, eerie place no one ever spoke about. The elevator took him up without him pressing a single button. Room 606 was unlocked. Inside, 5 men in black suits sat around a long table, their faces hidden by shadows. The air smelled of smoke, old books, and something metallic, like blood. A man at the head of the table finally spoke. "Ethan Cole, do you want success more than anything else?" Ethan nodded. "Then you must make an offering. Every great man in history has paid a price. The only question is, what are you willing to give up?" The room fell silent. Then, a contract appeared on the table, written in a language Ethan didn't recognize. At the bottom, a space for his signature. "Once you sign, your words will change the world. Every book you write will be an instant masterpiece. But the price is something only time will reveal." Ethan felt his heart pounding. But in that moment, blinded by ambition, he took the pen and signed. The second the ink touched the paper, the walls of the room began shifting, as if something ancient had awakened. The men in suits smiled for the first time, but their teeth were too sharp, too inhuman. And then, Ethan blacked out. The next morning, Ethan woke up in his apartment. Except, something was different. His unfinished manuscript was complete. Every page was perfectly written, filled with words he didn't remember typing. Confused, he sent it to a top publisher. Within 3 hours, he received a call. "Ethan, this is the most brilliant novel I've ever read. We're offering you $1 million advance." Overnight, Ethan Cole became a household name. His book, The Silent Ones, shattered records. Critics called it a masterpiece. Readers obsessed over every page. Movie studios fought for the rights. Within months, Ethan was richer than he ever imagined. He had it all: fame, power, wealth. But then the whispers began. At first it was subtle. A whisper in the wind when he walked alone at night. A strange figure in his dreams, watching from the corner of his room. Then, people around him started disappearing. His best friend, Lucas, who always supported him, vanished without a trace. His editor, the one who first published him, found dead in his apartment, eyes wide open, mouth frozen in terror. Ethan tried to ignore it. Until one night, as he stared at his reflection in the mirror, he noticed something horrifying. His eyes weren't his own anymore. They were darker, deeper, as if something else was staring back. And then, a whisper behind him. "You signed the contract, Ethan. It's time to pay." Desperate, Ethan returned to the Blackwood Hotel, but room 606 was gone. In its place, a bricked-up wall. Panic set in. He realized the truth. For every piece of success he gained, something was taken from him. First, his memories. He no longer remembered writing his books. Then his loved ones. Everyone close to him disappeared. And finally, his soul. The reflection in the mirror was no longer human. He tried to resist, to undo what was done. But there was no escape. At his final book signing, thousands of fans lined up to meet him. They smiled, took photos, praised his genius. But as he looked closer, they all had the same eyes. Dark. Empty. Soulless. The Society of Titans had won. Years later, a new author emerged. Young. Talented. Desperate for success. One night, he received a mysterious email. We see your talent. We can make you the greatest. Are you ready to sacrifice for success? He clicked the link. The screen flickered. And so, the cycle continued. Final thoughts. What would you do? Ethan's story may be fiction, but the themes are very real. In a world obsessed with success, how far would you go to achieve your dreams? Would you sacrifice time, relationships, or even your own identity to reach the top? Or worse, what if some of the world's greatest figures already made this deal? Think carefully. Because sometimes, the real cost of success is only revealed when it's too late to turn back. If this story made you think, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the dark truths of ambition, power, and the unseen forces that shape our world. And tell me in the comments, would you sign the contract? I'll be reading. Until next time, keep your eyes open. Because not all contracts are written on paper.